The last few days have been very busy for us, with a brand new Hunter and Season 3 content being revealed about 3 days ago at Nintendo Direct. A day later, we then got the name of this Hunter revealed and some more cosmetics showcased. But then yesterday, we actually got a news article on the Star Wars Hunters website about Pilbush and her abilities. So that is what I'm going to be going over in today's video. But before I do get into it, make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any more Star Wars Hunters news. But without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into it. So here we are on the article. We get a nice look at Pilbush from the trailer that we got the other day. This part straight away reveals that she is a female Ewok. And what's really cool about her story is that she's a big fan of the Rebel Alliance, having been told tales of her family fighting in the Battle of Endor, which is really cool. So she was very young at this point. Albeit this game is only 5 years after the event, so I'm not sure how old she would have been. Can't have been too old. But regardless, she also grew up with the fascination of explosives, which I guess probably isn't that much of a surprise given she may have seen the Death Star blow up. So she actually was working for the New Republic Defense Fleet at one point as well, which is really interesting to hear. So she actually left Endor and joined the Rebellion, or the New Republic even. But since then has now joined the arena to see even more combat, whilst using her all-terrain Ewok transport, which looks very similar to an AT-ST. So this, in theory, is actually a new vehicle to Star Wars called an AT-ET, which is kind of funny to think about, but it's basically just a baby AT-ST, which is awesome. So that is a bit of backstory about Pilbush, which is great to see. And we can now see some of her abilities as well. We did already see some of them in the trailers anyway, but we do have them confirmed. She has 3 abilities in total and 1 ultimate. So one of the abilities is called Mechanical Leap, which just leaps into the air, allowing for enhanced mobility around the arena. Now that's going to be the one we see her jump super high in one of the trailers. We also found out the other day about the Wisty Pouch as well, which is awesome. That's definitely a big thing for Ewoks, because they're essentially, as described here, fire sprites. So they're little like fairy firefly kind of things, which is awesome. So enemies who go into the Wisty radius will be slowed down and damaged for a duration, which is essentially kind of what happened in Star Wars Battlefront 2, so that's not really a surprise. We've then got Overload, which is where Pilbush will gain a speed boost for a duration, as well as a pool of temporary health, a faster reload speed, and a Mechanical Leap cooldown refresh, which is actually a bit mad. I feel like this ability in particular will be super useful, so I'm very much looking forward to using that. And then her ultimate is a Cluster Bomb, which she fires a single clustering explosive which knocks back enemies on detonation, as well as launching multiple smaller bombs. So it's basically just a big cluster bomb, which is why it's obviously named as such. So she's very much an explosives expert and has quite a lot going for her. Her abilities seem like a lot of fun, so I'm very much looking forward to that. It doesn't actually say what class she is. I feel like she could be damage, but also tank as well. They're, like, I think evenly poised at the moment. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if she was a tank, which if she is definitely going to be interesting for the game, since we have a lot of tanks already. I feel like if they do keep bringing in more tanks, they are going to have to start limiting how many you have, because sometimes going up against 4 tanks when you don't have that is pretty bad. So I just don't want the new meta to be like, you know, full stacking tanks or anything like that. But we'll see. Obviously, once this update goes live as well, there will be a bunch of balancing changes and whatnot, so that could change everything as well. And finally, it says that Pilbush is no fan of the Empire. Obviously, she's a big fan of the Rebellion, so that makes sense. So she doesn't like Sentinel or Chaos, but she's a good friend of Zaina, and she also likes Groz as well, because Pilbush views him for the most part as a very large Ewok, which is quite cool, because when growing up I was always told that Ewoks were basically half Wookiees, and I'm sure many of you guys would have been told the same, so that's quite cool to see that. So that's everything for this article. Pilbush and her AT-ET will release in Season 3 on September 26th, so just a few weeks away now. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. Are you excited for her abilities or not? Thank you all very much for watching, and may the Force be with you always.